pay-per-view event. Sunday, and it is a big boxing week in AC. Friday night, the WBO version of the Heavyweight Championship. And to this side is the champion, Ray Mercer. To this side is the challenger, Tommy Morrison. A very intriguing matchup. Two of the young sluggers in the heavyweight division. And, champ, first question to you. You are the champion, but word today is that you are a slight underdog in the fight. What do you feel about that?
Well, that really it motivates me a little bit. You know, I've been underdog here since I've been boxing, amateur, the Olympics, everything. You know, I've always been underdog, so, you know, that's things as usual.
Could it be dangerous to be the favorite coming in as the challenger, Tommy?
I'm kind of like Ray. I don't think it much matters to me either. I think, as a matter of fact, I probably perform very well regardless of what the odds are. I think we both prepared ourselves both mentally, physically, and certainly emotionally for this, and it's going to be a fight that people are certainly going to want to see.
Now, you are both admittedly sluggers. You don't feel as if you're going to outbox or be outboxed by the other fighter. Is this going to be a very short fight?
I feel that it's going to be a very interesting fight. Regardless of the outcome, you got two gladiators that are going to be in there from round one. And it's going to, as I mentioned, it's a fight that the people have been wanting to see for a long time. They've had Ray and myself basically on a collision course since we both turned professional. And as I mentioned, it's going to be one that people don't want to miss.
Ray, you see it as a short slugfest?
I see it the same way as Tommy. I think it's going to get in there. I think the crowd is going to be, you know, they're going to get their money's worth, and they're going to see a terrific fight. And you know, I wouldn't miss it. I wouldn't go get popcorn. It's going to be a tremendous night for boxing.
At least don't get any of the butter on the popcorn. What do you think? What do you think the difference will be in this fight?
Well, the difference is you know who took advantage of the little bit of time, the extra time they had. You know, after we both sustained injuries. You know, who took advantage, you know, of that time the most. I mean, and whoever wants it the most. Which I can assure you that it's me. And I'm ready mentally, physically, you know, in all aspects. I'm ready to fight. And like I said, the fans are going to be a tremendous fight, you know, as far as boxing. And everybody out there should order the fight. You know, it's two up-and-coming young heavyweights, and you don't want to miss this show. You don't want to read about it in the paper. You want to see it live.
Tommy, you said that you two fighters have been on a collision course, and we were trying to start things up. Two guys don't care for one another, but that is not the truth, is it?
Well, I think as fighters, we certainly both respect each other a great deal. But as we both know, this is a business, and once you step inside the ring, you know, it's not personal, it's business.
This is you've only had 17 fights. Tommy Morrison is also on the threshold. Do you see this fight this early for you, chronologically in your career? It becomes a make-or-break thing.
You know, of course. You know, I'm 30 years old. You know, if I should lose the fight, you know, it's going to take a little longer for me to bounce back. Morrison, he should lose the fight. You know, he's young, he can come back. So for me, this is a must. You know, I'm an infantryman. I was always a soldier, and and when you're in war, you only get one chance, or you're dead. And that's the way I look at this fight. I only get one chance, and I'm coming out alive. I can assure you.
I've heard today that the winner of this fight has former heavyweight champ Larry Holmes in the wings. Any truth to that? Can you confirm that for us?
Well, no, I can't really confirm it. Only thing I can say is I'm looking forward to this fight, and this fight is the only fight on my mind. After this fight, Friday night, then you can ask me, and I might be able to tell you a little bit. But right now, Tommy Morrison is my man.
How many rounds will this go, Ray?
I couldn't tell you. It all depends on how Tommy wants to come out and fight.
All right, Tommy. How do you want to come out and fight? How many rounds is this going to go?
Well, we prepared ourselves in every way, shape, and form to do whatever it takes to win. And again, I think probably either one of us know what the hell we're going to do, but once we get out there, things are going to come together.
All right, Tommy Morrison is the challenger. Ray Mercer is the champion. They'll be fighting for the WBO version of the Heavyweight Championship. That's coming up Friday night right here.
A couple of minutes. That takes place tomorrow night right here in Atlantic City. You can watch it on TV KO. Also on Tony Show Business. Here's our own inimitable Michael Buffer. Mike?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Tomorrow night here in Atlantic City, a very special night of boxing. Two young, undefeated heavyweights go at it for the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the world. The weigh-in is now going to be held in this very ring right here. The fight will take place at Atlantic City's Convention Hall by way of Donald Trump's Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino. At this time, first up on the scale, we'll have the challenger. The weigh-in will be conducted by the chairman of the WBO Championship Committee, Mr. Ed Levine of Miami, Florida, and the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board boxing commissioner, Larry Hazard. First up on the scale, the challenger. He's the star of Rocky V, but in real life, ladies and gentlemen, a heavyweight contender. Undefeated with a record of 28-0, 24 KOs. From Kansas City, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy the Duke Morrison. 221 3/4 pounds. Challenger, Tommy the Duke Morrison, 221 3/4 pounds. Now, up onto the scales, ladies and gentlemen. He's a 1988 Olympic gold medalist where he knocked out every opponent to win that gold medal. His professional record, 17-0, 12 by knockout victory. He is the WBO Heavyweight Champion of the World, ladies and gentlemen, from the Triple Threat Gym in Newark, New Jersey, Merciless Ray Mercer. An even 225 pounds for the champion, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night in Atlantic City at the Trump Taj Mahal, on view, pay-per-view around the world. The battle for the WBO Heavyweight Championship, Tommy the Duke Morrison, Merciless Ray Mercer.
All right, thanks very much, Michael Buckler. Let's talk about that fight a little bit now that we've seen the weigh-in. We've talked to both fighters on occasion. We've seen each fighter on numerous occasions. How do you see this one?
I think it's going to be a very entertaining match. Part of the thing that makes it entertaining is we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know how good both those fighters are. They may tell us. They're both bangers. Neither is a fancy boxer. Somebody will go.
Who's going to win it?
Well, I have to say that I got to tell you the truth. I was leaning toward Ray Mercer very strongly. I've been saying Ray Mercer. I just changed my mind. Tommy Morrison, I think he's in better shape.
Yeah, it's really funny. I said exactly, I feel exactly the same way. Here's Tommy Morrison. This was really his toughest moment. He was put in there against a Soviet fighter who was a left-hander and an awkward fighter. And frankly, Tommy didn't win too many friends this night.
Yeah, a terrible performance. This Ray Mercer, also a bad performance against Damiani. He ended up winning. You and I did that fight because he hit him on the bridge of the nose and broke his nose. I've always thought Ray Mercer would have a better chin. It would be tough for Morrison to hurt him. I'm just not sure Ray Mercer's ready for this fight. And at this moment, I've never done this in my life before. I just changed my mind. I think maybe Morrison will win. But I think whoever wins, it's going to be a very, very exciting match. A lot of slugging going on.
I feel exactly the same way as you. Mercer is 10 pounds heavier than he was when he fought Damiani. That's one factor. And frankly, he looks it.
He does look it, and I think, you know, he may come out and whack on Morrison and make us look like idiots, but I'll tell you what, right now, he didn't look like he was in the greatest in condition.
Yeah, I ran into some people this last night who said, who do you like in a fight? People happen to be Mercer's people. As a matter of fact, I said, honestly, I don't know. Now, like you, I kind of think I do. If I had to pick a winner, I'm picking Tommy Morrison. But what do I know?
Fear anybody. I fear every human being on this planet. I fear.
Camera's rolling. There's no slate on that.
A lot of people cut off their arms and legs to be in my position, you know, and here I am, I just kind of walked into it, you know.
55.
Most exciting heavyweights are heavyweights that are explosive, violent, and the type of heavyweights that make things happen. People like violence and they pay big bucks to see it.
Tommy Morrison's in serious trouble.
You want to see you on Skid Row, bro.
Let's hope not. I want to make a movie called Tommy 1.
Tommy Morrison, this is not a movie. I'm gonna whip you.
I'm an All-American, you know, to every extent of the word. I mean, I like Chevrolets and apple pie and all that.
I'm not going into the ring thinking, you know, he's a great white hope, but this is the fight that's gonna propel me to the top.
I have no doubt in my mind that I work harder than any heavyweight that's walking on the earth today. I'm probably one of the most hungry young heavyweights out there.
All about money, pride, everything my manager put together. You know, I'm not just fighting for myself, I'm fighting for my family, my managers, fighting for everything that he did to get me here.
I want to win this fight more than anything I've ever wanted to accomplish in my life.
I'm gonna make people respect the WBO belt.
This is going to expose Tommy Morrison. This is going to rip him open, and people are going to be able to look inside and see what I'm made of. I'm a hungry fighter that
in my opinion, has everything in the world to prove, and it's all going to come out.
I'm going to keep this belt, and nobody's going to take it away.
Tonight, Merciless Ray Mercer defends his WBO crown against Tommy the Duke Morrison as TVKO proudly presents a test of courage.
Tony wins the title! Unbelievable! This may be the most brutal even round you've ever seen.
Get ready to rumble!
Mike Tyson has been knocked out. Let it do it.
He's got that fourth belt. Holyfield landing inside.
We are live from the Atlantic City Convention Center for TVKO's October Fight of the Month, a test of courage, a triple header featuring the showdown between WBO Heavyweight Champion Ray Mercer and superstar Tommy Morrison. Our first bout of the evening showcases the little man. IBF Junior Flyweight Champion Michael Carvajal takes on top contender Jesus Chong in a bout scheduled for 10 rounds. Then it's heavyweight action, beginning with knockout artist Joe Hip in a 10-round bout against former NABF champion Bert Cooper, followed by our main event, the much-anticipated battle between champion Ray Mercer and Tommy Morrison in a WBO Heavyweight Championship bout scheduled for 12 rounds. Tonight's triple header is brought to you by Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers. The Atlantic City Convention Center, the place to be tonight as the excitement of the evening begins to build, the kind of excitement and anticipation that goes hand in hand whenever undefeated heavyweights prepare to do battle. Hello everyone, I'm Cambrell Marshall. Welcome once again to TVKO's Fight of the Month. We come to you first with breaking news from Las Vegas. The undisputed heavyweight championship bout scheduled between the former champion Mike Tyson and reigning champion Evander Holyfield has been postponed. Postponed, not canceled, as a result of a rib injury to the former champion Mike Tyson. Here's what we know. Tyson suffered the injury in training on October 8th. The heavyweights continue. Merciless Ray Mercer defending his WBO Heavyweight Championship against Tommy the Duke Morrison. For the action, let's go now to ringside and Limbo.
Thank you, Cambrell. Exciting here. They've been introducing all the celebrities here. People like Larry Holmes, Joe Frazier got the biggest hand. The heavyweights are here to see the heavyweights. And it's interesting to note, Joe, that even though these two fighters are undefeated, so much is said and written about Morrison and Mercer, referring to them as flawed heavyweights. Do you buy it?
Well, every fighter's got their flaws, but nobody's yet been able to capitalize and beat these fighters because of their flaws. And the one who capitalizes on the flaws tonight and wins, well, they're going to be the ones considered flawless. So I've yet to see anybody really capitalize and beat one of these guys yet.
Well, last time we saw Morrison in this building, he was flawed. He fought Yuri Baulin, finally beat him in the 5th round, but he vows that he's a very different fighter now.
Well, with Baulin, you had a guy that was a southpaw and 300 fight, 3-time European champion. He's going to make anybody look bad for a few rounds, and that's what I chalk that bad performance up to.
And Ray Mercer, people seem to agree that he's not the hardest of punchers, but everybody seems to be in agreement that if there's one quality he has which could very well win this fight for him, it's his heart.
Right, and I feel the same way. He's a very tenacious fighter. He's a dedicated fighter, works hard. He says he's a soldier, and he says he's going to go in the trenches tonight, and that really could be the downfall of Tommy Morrison if he takes him deep into this fight in the trenches.
Okay, time now for our Goosen's Corner, and let's start with the challenger, Tommy Morrison.
Right. Tommy Morrison prepared very well for this fight. He had a long time to get into shape, 4 months basically. And what he's got to do is he's got to get off to a quick start, put all that conditioning to good use, keep his punches short. Mercer has a tendency to be wide with his punches. If he keeps them short inside those, he'll be very successful and use head movement. And he does have a good jab, coming behind that jab with good head movement.
And here is Tommy Morrison, the 8th-ranked WBA heavyweight contender. His last loss to Ray Mercer in the Olympic trials when they were amateurs. He said, I do have boxing skills. Unfortunately, people haven't seen them.
All right. Can't you hit this guy with that right hand kidney shot when he's bending over? Huh? Can't you hit him with that one?
Morrison is billed as a distant relative of John Wayne, therefore the nickname the Duke. There are some descendants of John Wayne who say they don't know this guy. That's interesting.
Let's go to work, huh?
I'm not going to argue with him about it, though. If he says so, I'm going to go right along with him. You're the Duke. You're the Duke. Yeah, Tommy, you're the Duke.
His introduction music is the theme to 2001. The reason for that is that's how his hero, Elvis, would enter nightclubs in Las Vegas. With 24 knockouts. Is he a legitimate heavyweight challenger or the latest in the line of great white hopes? That's one of the issues that people have been talking about, the career of Tommy Morrison. He had the starring role in Rocky V. Is he an actor or a fighter? He claims his conditioning is second to none, and that will spell the difference tonight against Ray Mercer. Many people seem to agree that he is in better shape. All right, let's check out Goosen's corner for the champion, Ray Mercer.
What a rugged individual Ray Mercer is. He's got to be even more rugged tonight, though, with Tommy Morrison. This is to keep his championship belt. He cannot get backed up against Morrison. That's what Morrison wants to do to him. Don't waste punches. Don't get wild. Take your time and take Morrison down to the stretch if at all possible, unless he knocks him out early. But he's got to take him down to the stretch to really win this fight.
There he is. He said he hopes to bring respect to the WBO belt. A lot of people have criticized it. He said it's not the belt, it's the man wearing it. He said others have made the belt proud, such as Camacho and Michael Moore, and he wants to do the same.
That's right. There's 4 or 5 outstanding fighters that wear the WBO belt.
That fight against Damiani, he was losing. It was a one-punch to the nose that broke Damiani's nose in the 9th round here at Atlantic City last January. But he was behind on all cards and did not look terrific in that fight. So this is his first defense of the WBO heavyweight title. Keep in mind, he's had a layoff of 279 days. It's the longest of his career. At the Atlantic City Convention Center. So it's the home state for Ray Mercer from New Jersey, the Olympic gold medalist in the heavyweight division. (17-0) with 12 knockouts. The crowd is definitely mixed. There's no home crowd advantage tonight for either man. Tape for our main event, which the crowd is starting to get into. Mercer, 8 years older, you know, he was in the Army, started fighting late in his career, fairly even in height. Mercer a few pounds more, and Tommy Morrison with the 2-inch reach advantage. Now our CompuBox statistics, Joe.
All right, punches per round. This is a 2-fight average, 35% landed by Mercer compared to 50%. Morrison and Mercer basically the same, throw basically the same amount of punches, but Morrison landing a few more for a higher connect percentage.
Not too much in the jab department here.
Well, there's a lot thrown by Mercer, but not too many landed. And of course, Mercer isn't a real strong jabber. He kind of paused with it to set up the right hand. On the other hand, Morrison really not as busy, but has an effective jab when he uses it.
And our rules for this WBO championship fight, a bit different from our previous fights tonight. 12 rounds, 10-point must system. There is no standing 8 count. Again, the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Cannot be saved by the bell in any round. That includes the 12th and final round. And either the doctor or the referee can stop the fight. So right now, let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the pre-fight introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Rank Incorporated and the undisputed, undefeated King of Beer, Budweiser, present championship boxing for your entertainment. This bout is approved by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, Board members at ringside Gary Shaw and Richard Harrison, Deputy Commissioners Lawrence Wallace and R. Yogi Hiltner. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization. Championship Committee Chairman Ed Levine, WBO Supervisor at ringside Jose Torres, the former light heavyweight champion of the world. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Frank B. Doggett, attending physicians Dr. Dominic Coletta Jr. and Dr. Charles Wilson. The timekeeper is Roosevelt Gilbert. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Joe Cortez. The scoring for this bout will be done on a 10-point must system, and the 3 judges are Gene Williams, Rick Bays, and Stuart Winston. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, the referee, working for the 75th time in a world title bout, Tony Perez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Atlantic City's Convention Hall, by way of Donald J. Trump and the Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with stars and stripes trim. His weight, 221 3/4 pounds. He comes from Kansas City. His professional record, undefeated, 28-0, 24 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger, Tommy the Duke. And across the ring in the red corner, wearing the white trunks with red, gold, and black trim, weighing an even 225 pounds. Originally from Jacksonville, Florida, he now fights for the Triple Threat Gym in Newark, New Jersey. This 1988 Olympic gold medal champion is now undefeated as a professional with a record of 17-0, 12 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, the WBO World Heavyweight Champion, Merciless Ray Mercer.
Both fighters doing some pacing here.
Mercer, Morrison, you already got your instructions in the dressing room, all right? Give me a good, clean fight, and I will not bother neither one of you. 2 things you must remember. Obey my commands, and most important, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, and good luck to the both of you.
Both of them have a good sweat going.
Tommy Morrison goes over and puts his head down and prays for a moment with his assistant, Doug Drager. That's a tradition of his.
These two chomping at the bit to get at each other.
Morrison feels that Mercer has a bit of a soft belly, that that Morrison's conditioning is what will tell the tale. And here we go. Round 1 is scheduled for 12. Very few think it will last anywhere close to that. Morrison says he wants to crouch, give Mercer angles. Mercer immediately says that didn't hurt. Morrison feels that Mercer doesn't have very good balance. He says he can make Mercer look silly with the angles and the crouching. Stick and run for Morrison as he tries to throw the jab. And Morrison, the jab, the body, the uppercut. Mercer taking his time as Tony Perez separates them.
Well, right off the bat, Morrison's landed some decent body punches, and Mercer finally landed a punch of his own, a little left uppercut that seemed to bother Morrison a little bit. He tried retaliating with his own left uppercut, but missed. Both these guys look a little tight right now, a little anxious.
Morrison, the more active boxer in the opening moments of the fight. from Mercer. Morrison bows down.
Well, Tony Perez shouldn't let an identity. He buzzed Mercer with that as Mercer's hanging on to the back of his neck.
Morrison going after Mercer as the crowd erupts. Mercer trying to come back at him. Morrison landing the heavy punches. Final minute of the first round. Crowd yelling 2. Morrison, at least in the first round thus far, showing he's for real. Crowd cheered, but the uppercut mixed.
See, Tommy Morrison doing something that leads me to believe that he's a little nervous and over anxious right now. He's grabbing onto Mercer after he misses or lands a couple punches, trying to catch his breath. He's got to really settle into this fight, it looks like. Looks like Mercer's a little bit more relaxed, even though he's gotten the worst of it so far.
Okay.
Morrison landed again, and then a glancing loop in the right hand.
3 real quick punches landed by Morrison.
First round to Morrison.
Rinse out, gang.
What that rinse, man?
Rinse out.
Let's talk about it a little more. Now the jab, you're not using it enough. Use the jab. Use the jab.
Let's take a look back. Here's Morrison landing that patented right hand to the body, right uppercut, then left hook, and that's really what buzzed Ray Mercer in that first round there. There's another look at it. To the body, right up the middle now, and then sets that head up, bingo, for the left hook, hit him high up on the temple. If that was on the chin, that might have done a little bit more damage. There's another look at it, same thing. Right up the middle, pops the head up, bingo. That's what you want to do. You want to slice that left hook across and try to catch him on the end of the chin. Overwhelming 43% of Morrison's landed compared to 26 for Mercer percent.
See how Mercer responds to a first round that we believe was won by Tommy Morrison.
I'd say there's no doubt about that Morrison won that first round.
Morrison missing 3 times wildly.
That takes a lot out of your system, missing with big, hard punches like that. Should take his time, wait until the opportunity is there for him to land a good short shot.
Left hook from Morrison.
Okay, break.
Remember, everyone seems to feel the longer it goes, the more it favors Mercer. Morrison would come out stronger. This is not a big surprise here.
Well, there's Mercer holding behind the head, using the right uppercut, and Tony Perez really not saying anything about it. And that's an illegal tactic fighter does.
Sure, the crowd saw it, and finally Perez did as well.
But Perez letting him get away with it again here, but let him get away with 3 uppercuts on the inside.
Morrison with the left hook.
Mercer breathing rather heavily right now and doing something he's not really noted for, and that's backing up in a fight. Looks like he's breathing a little, or bloodied in the mouth also already.
Well, his lower lip was split in the Burt Cooper fight, and perhaps it is again here. Looks to be. Minute to go in the second round.
What might have done it was that right uppercut in the first round, really, that off the body shot, then the right uppercut. That has a tendency really to make that mouthpiece bounce off your teeth and injure your gums or injure your lip.
All right, get loose, keep away. There you go.
some dirty tactics in there. He's using a forearm across the face.
Uppercut to Morrison. Crowd responding to that. That's been the big punch, the uppercut.
Morrison just landed a short little right hand, too. Right now, he's really getting the better of Ray Mercer.
And a left hand from Morrison connects. Another good round for Tommy Morrison.
I doubt if you've seen the end of Ray Mercer, though. He's been in this type of battle before, and I'm sure he's going to stay in this fight.
Underneath, up the middle, straight up the middle, underneath, understand? Okay. Now, when you're outside, you gotta use your face more. Training with the jab, then the right hand left hook. You open up on the right hand too much. Okay. You got to add the hook to it. Work the whole body though. You're only working the head. Okay. You're not throwing no body shots. Okay. All right.
Well, look at this. Really, Morrison, you know, almost double the percentage of punches landed through round 2. Percy Richardson working real well on that cut on Mercer's lip.
And work your free hand. You gotta hurry the body.
Well, the wrap on the box is where they both lack defense. And thus far, really, Mercer's defense has been the one that's been suspect.
Right. Well, Morrison is a lot more technical. He keeps his hands up better and moves his head left and right better. Mercer's pretty much a stationary target.
Mercer said after the Damiani fight, he learned that he really had to learn some defense. He was tired of getting hit. Well, he hasn't exhibited it thus far here in the 3rd round. A little blood on the lower lip of Ray Mercer. Oh, another left hand.
Mercer jumped in from the outside with a right uppercut, and Morrison just countered with a quick left hook.
For Morrison. He continues to dominate.
Boy, Morrison is so accurate.
More blood on the lower lip, Joe. A body punch with the left. Morrison, the uppercut. Tommy Morrison all over Ray Mercer. Morrison delivering.
Mercer talking to him in the corner.
Mercer has never been down in his career. Neither is Morrison, for that matter.
Well, he is bleeding heavily, and the more that mouth bleeds, the more you swallow that blood, the more nauseous it can make you and really upset your stomach during the course of the fight. And he's got a long way to go, 12 rounds altogether.
Morrison thus far turning a lot of people into believers here, midway through the 3rd round.
Boy, he looks as sharp as any heavyweight in the world right now.
Push him away. Push him away. Don't hold him. Don't hold him.
They've heard him in a way that early in his career he was in Rocky V, so a lot of the skeptics said, well, sure, he's an actor, but can he fight? So he's had to overcome that acting role, and he's doing it with a vengeance here. The right hand.
Right. You gotta pick it up. You gotta pick it up, right?
Well, the uppercut's really been a weapon.
No, that's his bread and butter punch. Right hand to the body, right uppercut. And it ceases to amaze me that Ray Mercer isn't trying to move out of the way of it.
But everybody said, look out for the left hook. Here comes that right uppercut.
Well, he's got power in both hands. He's exhibited that in many of his previous fights.
You're not going to believe, but that little roar of the crowd was the arrival of Donald Trump with Marla Maples. Just a little
I know who I'd be
diversion here.
I know who I'd be roaring for.
Inside of 30 seconds remaining in the 3rd round.
Well, Mercer wasn't kidding when he said he really worked on boxing in training camp here, because he is moving backwards in boxing a little bit like I've never seen him before.
The best punch Mercer's thrown. Chopping right hand as the 3rd round comes to a close.
Well, just proving once again that there is no quit in Ray Mercer. Okay. Here's Mercer taking that patented right hand to the body, right uppercut. Of course, that left hand following short. Bingo, that chopping right hand doesn't do anybody any justice. Really just
right and a left.
Pasting Mercer in the corner here.
Now, this is right at the end of the round, Joe.
Right over the top.
Right there. And Mercer saw it. Morrison saw it coming.
Tried to put his right hand up there to deflect it, but it did sneak in.
All right, Mike Marley of the New York Post, how have you scored it?
Well, I've got it a sweep for Morrison. What I'm most impressed by, his power is a given. But what I'm impressed by, except for 3 wild punches thrown at the start of round 2, is the precision. Tommy Morrison is extremely accurate with his bombs.
And I credit that to Tommy Vergetz, because Tommy Vergetz has really worked hard with Tommy Morrison on the mitts and the body bag, perfecting his technique.
No punches. No punches.
Total punches through rounds 1 through 3, 37 thrown by Mercer, 9 landed. 42 thrown, 25 landed for Morrison.
Mercer sneaks another right hand, and Mercer now comes on the attack with 2 right hands. Here comes Mercer to the delight of the crowd. It has been Morrison to this point. Now Mercer trying to turn it.
Okay, break.
Now he covers up from another Morrison assault in the corner.
Okay, break.
Oh, good left hand from Mercer and the right. And Mercer has Morrison wobbled. And Mercer hanging on with the left hand. The left hand from Mercer.
Same punch he caught him with in the round before. Mercer jumped in with the left right uppercut and got countered with a great left hook by Tommy Morrison. But Mercer is really coming on in this round, evening things up a little bit.
Morrison looking tired here in the 4th round with a minute to go. He kept emphasizing his outstanding conditioning. Well, we shall see if that was just talk or not. His mouth is wide open here.
He's breathing very hard.
And now the Mercer crowd comes to his support. The Mercer lands, and Morrison responds with the left hook. The right from Mercer. Tony Perez separates them inside of 30 seconds remaining in this 4th round. And Mercer showing bounce in his legs.
Oh, that's...
Final seconds of the 4th round. Mercer has been holding on.
Holding on, but coming on also. He's really getting himself back into this fight.
Ray Mercer's round in the 4th. And Morrison breathing heavily over in his corner.
To the head, you got to go low. Use the body. It means you have to change your levels. Relax, recover. You got to change your levels. You got to follow up with your punches. Right? What you're trying to do is you're letting him throw first, and then you're covering where he's in too tight. You can't throw him.
Now it's the time to pick it up.
Put it out. Put it out.
Right to the jab. Jab.
Mercer with the right.
Right over the top. He doubled it up on it, and of course just had Morrison covering up after that.
You heard Tommy Vergetz tell Tommy Morrison that he was getting away from the game plan to start working the body more.
Right, he wants him to go back, but he wants him to relax too. Like I said, he looked real anxious and uptight at the beginning of this fight, and that'll wear you out in itself, just that nervousness.
Mercer with 2 good right hands. And now Mercer in the corner. And Mercer's all over. And Mercer in trouble. And Mercer goes down for the first time in his career. And that is it. That's it. It is over. Ray Mercer has won it. He successfully defended his WBO heavyweight
fight is over. He's still telling him he wants to go on and fight, yet he doesn't realize the fight's over. That's how hard of punches he took. He really is in another world right now. It's going to take him a few minutes to recuperate.
Mayhem in the ring. Waited till these Mercer supporters came running in.
Oh, well, you know, at the beginning of this fight, it looked like Mercer was going to be the one ending up on the canvas, but you knew he wasn't going to quit. You knew he's been down this road before, and it came on beautifully.
Mike Marley, you had Tommy Morrison pitching the shutout through 3 rounds, and then Mercer just came on in the 4th and devastating there in the 5th.
Well, looking at the bigger picture, I don't think that Tommy Morrison is finished. He's only 22 years old. Obviously, this was too big a step for Morrison right now, but he did dominate the fight through the first 3 rounds, the 4th round, and great survival tactics by Ray Mercer. Got to give him credit. He stuck to the fight plan. You heard Hank Johnson send him out of the corner and said, now's the time to pick it up. He did an explosive finish, and you know, that's the way this fight had to end. I mean, started as a slugfest, and it ended with bombs away, Ray Mercer.
Well, let's take a look at it, Joe. All right, Joe's going to head up into the ring now. Mike Marley with us, and here comes Mercer on the attack, and right at this point, Morrison's out of it.
He was out on his feet, precisely, Len. He was out of it, groggy. I mean, he doesn't know what's hitting him at that point.
Well, those are damaging blows right there. He was out of it. 4, 5, 6. Wow. Morrison could have been seriously hurt there.
You're exactly right. Referee Tony Perez should have stepped in a little bit sooner.
Take another look, and you can count him. At this point, Morrison's out of it right here after that left hand. Now, from this point on, this is the damage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Finally went down for the first time in his career, and Ray Mercer victorious.
And right now, Len, we got the doctor examining. Tommy Morrison is on his stool. I think he's still out to lunch. Now he's up. He still looks groggy.
He absorbed some punishing blows, as you could see from those replays. Well, let's send you up to the ring to Michael Buffer for the official announcement.
Referee Joe Cortez steps in to stop the bout. Army referee Tony Perez stops it at 28 seconds. Of the 5th round, the winner by TKO victory, and still WBO World Heavyweight Champion, Merciless Ray Mercer.
So it has been a stunning night in the heavyweight division. First, the announcement that the Mike Tyson Evander Holyfield fight has been postponed because of cartilage damage in the ribs of Tyson. Then the 2 young heavyweights, both undefeated, and Ray Mercer gets the best of Tommy Morrison. And they're still checking out Tommy, and from those replays, Mike, you could really see why. Those were some damaging punches with Morrison defenseless.
As you pointed out, Len, that one left hook, which is about, I think, about the 3rd punch in that series. After that, Morrison didn't know if he was back in Kansas City, Oklahoma, California. He didn't know where he was.
Let's go up to the ring, and Joe Goosen. Joe, take it away.
All right, here I am with Ray Mercer. A beautiful first title defense. And Ray, let me ask you something. Was it your strategy to box a little bit and let Tommy Morrison shoot off a little steam before you came on like that?
That was a surprise, you know, for everybody. So that I can move a little bit and still be effective. The guy is just as strong as we thought. Nothing he did surprised us. I just got in my mind, my trainer was saying, just use the jab, just use the jab. And I could see him getting a little tired because he kept leaving himself open.
Now, somebody told you, I don't know who it was in your corner, to turn it up and turn it on in that 5th round. Was that Hank? Hank, was it your feeling that he was ready to be taken out in that round, Tommy Morrison?
We felt that he was ready because we saw that he was getting tired. He done exactly right. We knew that he tends to get tired after the 3rd round. And we're just going to box him, don't get hurt, utilize the jab. When I say we, I mean Tommy Parks, Alden Merkerson, Jack Dale, Gene Overhill, everybody contributed to this win.
Ray, you got to, at this point now, with a few of the shots that you took in that 1st round, they were devastating shots, and you stood up to them. You got to have one of the best chins in the business. What's your secret?
It's like I told you yesterday or this morning. You go into battle, you either die or you live. And I'm living until I'm dead. You like that?
That's a good one. I like it every time you say it to me, Ray. Ray, let me ask you now. You just disposed of probably one of the best contenders in the heavyweight division, Tommy Morrison. Who are you setting your sights for now?
Before I answer that, if you don't mind, I'd like to say hello to my sister Lynn, my sister Valerie, Mona, and Angie, and my wife Connie, and my 2 kids Tara, and Sean, and Tavares.
Leave anybody out?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Everybody else is here.
Who are you setting your sights for?
I don't know. It's up to my man.
Come on, you got to have somebody you really like to be gunning for right now, Ray. Be honest.
Foreman, Holyfield, or Tyson. Holmes is very much in the picture. I'd love to fight Holmes for his name and the money.
I'll accept that one. All right, Ray, congratulations again to all of you. And back to Len ringside.
Okay, Joe, I'm standing with former heavyweight champ Larry Holmes. Larry, you didn't hear what Ray Mercer said at the end, but he said, well, you're very much in the picture here. He likes you for your name and the money.
Well, you know, we've been talking about the winner of this fight, and now we just got to sit down with Mr. Arum and put it all on the table. You know, hey, I'm getting myself back in condition. I fought 4 fights, and I'm going to fight 2 more fights. And if it's a fight in February, this guy will see something he's never seen in his life.
Larry, I've seen some of your recent fights. I'm not sure you want to tangle with Mercer just yet. He was pretty impressive.
Well, one of the things that I like to do, and I strived on it throughout my boxing career, is proving people wrong. And when someone say I can't do something, that only motivates me much more. And I feel good about myself.
What did you think about this fight as it was unfolding? Because Tommy Morrison certainly looked terrific for the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's the problem. He came out a little bit too hard, punching very good, but Mercer showed that he's able to take that punch. And you know, you can't fight 12 hard rounds like that. You got to know when to pick it up and know when to let it down. And Tommy didn't do that. He stayed right on top. And eventually, as I was telling the people that were sitting with me, he's going to get caught. And before that bell rang, he got hit with a right hand that hurt him. And then he went back in this corner, but that punch hurt him. Then it was all Ray Mercer the next round.
Did Mercer impress you, Larry?
He didn't impress me because his jabs are slow, his right hands are slow. But you know, going into the later rounds, like he started picking up the speed a little bit, and it was all Ray Mercer then.
What was your reaction when you heard the news today about Mike Tyson being delayed his fight against Evander Holyfield because of the rib injury?
Well, you know, I don't never wish anybody bad luck, and you know, I hope Mike Tyson is okay. I don't know, but you know, that just opened the door for me, and you know, I just got to be truthful. You know, I'm for Larry Holmes. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson is for Mike Tyson. Evander Holyfield for Evander Holyfield. I got to look out for Larry Holmes, and I'm getting myself ready, physically, mentally prepared for a fight in February, so I can fight anybody. So if the Ray Mercer fight comes, fine. If the Holyfield fight comes, fine. George Foreman fight comes, fine. I'm getting ready.
So what is your timetable? Obviously, February is the first deal that you'd like to have.
February is the first fight that I was supposed to fight Ray Mercer now that he won. But again, nothing has on concrete. We also got an offer from Riddick Bowe. And, you know, everything is on the table, but my first fight is going to be November 12th on USA. And whatever comes after that comes. I'm not going to slow and let no grass grow on my feet. As you know, I'm getting like you, I'm getting old. So I want to be able to get in there and win that championship once again to prove all my critics wrong that Larry Holmes is back and I can be heavyweight champion of the world. Just because you get to be 40 years old is not a death sentence, you know. It's just a thing that happens to everyone.
Have you been reading George Foreman's scripts? I mean, these are the exact lines that he uses. Can you come up with some original material?
I don't think George Foreman is using these scripts. If he have said them, that he might have said them. I can't say what he said, but no, I'm Larry Holmes, and that's been a lot of people's problem, that I've been Larry Holmes. My record speaks for itself. You know, I don't really have to prove anything to anyone. 7 years, 7.5 years as the heavyweight champion of the world. Do you know that when I was heavyweight champion of the world, on the other side of the championship, it was like 13 different champions, while I was just one single champion? So, you know, it just shows the credibility out there today. It's a lack of credibility. Fights, titles are still changing hands, fight after fight.
All right, Larry, thanks a lot. Good luck, and I think you and Mercer, that will be the next one. And
I hope so. Well, you know, we never know what's going to happen, but if the fight comes, I'm ready and willing to do it if time permits.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Best of luck to you. Always a pleasure. So Larry Holmes continues his comeback, and as you heard, Ray Mercer he's the man he wants, and knowing the way things go in the heavyweight division, that's the man he will probably get. I think Mike Marley's point should be reemphasized. This is not the end of Tommy Mercer's career by any means. He had a strong first 3 rounds, but tonight belonged to Ray Mercer. And after the first 3 rounds, that's perhaps a surprise in many respects. We'll take a look inside Tommy Morrison's dressing room here at the Atlantic City Convention Center, and they are continuing to work on Morrison.
All right.
The ice pack's being applied to his eyes, his head. I mean, it's going to be hard to forget those replays there in the 5th round when he took shot after shot when he was virtually out on his feet. And will officially go down as a knockout at 28 seconds of the 5th round. But he was out of it moments before. So Morrison suffers the first loss and first knockdown of his career. So he goes to 28-1, and Ray Mercer goes to 18-0 with 13 knockouts. And perhaps Mercer did add a little bit of luster to that WBO World Championship belt, because that was an impressive performance that he put on tonight in beating Tommy Morrison.